Welcome people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For anyone that's new here, my name is Toyin. I'm a software engineer, I'm 27 years old and I live in Birmingham, United Kingdom. And on this channel we talk about anything software engineering related, developer related, growing a side business related. And in this particular series, it's called Dev on the Couch, where a developer, this guy, is just gonna be sitting on his couch and talking some shit. Gonna be giving a little story time on how I actually got my first client. So I hope you enjoy the video. Stick around till the end, where I also give you some tips and things I think that you could do if you're a freelancer, if you're a entrepreneur, if you're a startup business, how you can get your first client for whatever your business might be. So stick around till the end for that. All right, putting that to the side, let me give you guys a little story time on how I actually got my first client. It was about 6 months ago in February 2024 that I started my side business, that I properly started. And at that time I had made a website for one of my boys. I made a website for him just for free. He said he wanted one, I created one for him and I put it up. And that's when I thought, hey, there's probably a few people that want websites made for them. You know, my boy seemed pretty happy with his website, no particular problems. So I thought I could, do this for other people and make myself some money. That's when I started my business. And at the time, I hit on my boy who I created the website for, hit him up and said, do you have any kind of entrepreneur events, networking events that I could maybe go to, try and find some clients? He sent me a whole list, shout out to him, and I went to my first networking event in Birmingham. It's an entrepreneurs meetup. It happens every month. So there was just entrepreneurs, more business owners, people that were just looking to start businesses even, and they were all gathered in this place, 25 people. It was a really good event, good vibes, chatted to some people, and from that particular event, nothing happened. Nothing happened from that first event, but then a few days later, or like a week, I went to my second networking event or entrepreneurs event, and that one was actually a property event. So it wasn't really in my area. It wasn't like, general entrepreneurs. No, it was focused on properties, like people dealing in property, people wanting to deal in property, and etc. Right? And property is not really something I'm into. My boy is, but not me. I just thought, hey, why not? So I went anyway. I chatted to some people at the event. It was funny because everyone was trying to really sell themselves. I can do this for your property. Oh, you should look up. They were looking for landlords. If you have money, you can invest in this, blah, blah, blah. That was me. But anyways, I feigned interest, chatted to some people, chatted like I was interested in properties, And then when I saw the opportunity, I kind of brought up the fact that, hey, we're at a property event, but I'm a software engineer, I'm a website developer, I can create websites. If you ever know anyone that wants to make websites, connect with me, blah, blah, blah. So at that event, there was one guy who I connected with over Instagram. And it's funny because it was so early on from when I decided to actually start this business that I hadn't even created my own website yet. I only had the website that I created for my friend as like a portfolio. So I shared my Instagram and connected over Instagram. And a few days after the actual event, he messaged me and said, hey, I'm looking for a website, for my business. Can you do it for me? And yeah, from that, you might think, hey, that was your first client, but weirdly enough, that particular person referred me on to someone else who then ended up being my first client. The first person that referred me onto, they were a bit quicker in dealing with things and making up their minds and whether they wanted the website, etc. And then we got it cracking from there. So that was really how I got my first client, just going to this networking event. And yeah, it's a funny story because the networking event I went to was nothing to do with my particular area, but as luck would have it, found someone there that wanted a website and we connected, and that's how my business got going really. So as you can imagine, getting into now what I think you can do to get your first client, as you can imagine from my story and what I've just talked about, one of the best things you can do is go to your local entrepreneurs networking events, right? It's a really good source of, one, it's inspiration, expanding your network, and also potentially clients, right? Depending on what business you're into, if it's like a service business where you provide a service for people, then you might find clients at those entrepreneurs networking events. But even if it's not, even if you're selling bottle caps, for example, it's still a good idea to network with people, because you never really know who knows who, and who knows someone that might be interested in X, Y, and Z. So the first thing I would say, if you're looking for clients, start connecting with the people in your local area, the entrepreneurs, the small businesses. Start connecting with them. Go to networking events where you can, and just kind of spread the word. In terms of going to these networking events or entrepreneurs events, personally, I would say don't go there with the expectation of finding clients. It's really nasty when someone comes looking to really sell something. Go there with an open mind, wanting to talk to people, wanting to connect with people, and when the opportunity arises, push yourself a little bit, but don't kind of take it too far, I would say. What else can you do to get your first client as a business or as an entrepreneur? Well, I think, and this is slightly kind of controversial, maybe a little bit outdated, but cold emailing, calling, DMing on Instagram, still things that you can do to potentially get your first client, right? I personally think that when you start a business, one of the biggest issues you will have, or most people have, is finding clients. So you need to put a lot of effort into trying to find clients. And that means trying a lot of different techniques. So you might try cold calling the local businesses in your area. You might try and cold emailing businesses, entrepreneurs, or whatever it might be, suppliers in your area or wider. And similarly, Instagram DMs as well, or TikTok, or whatever it might be, just cold outreach, because it's important. You need to do things to drive your business forward, or drive yourself forward if you're a freelancer. So those are options. It is painful, it is difficult, it is nerve-wracking to do, but it's something that needs to be done. Third thing, and probably one of the biggest things that you can do, is kind of leverage your own network. Everyone has, or most people have friends and family that also have friends and family, etc., etc. You have to promote yourself to your friends and family, who can then do some promotion for you. I say that because this YouTube channel that I've started, kind of started it a little bit in secret, not wanting to put myself out there to kind of my friends and my family, because I'm a little bit embarrassed about being on YouTube, even though there's nothing to be embarrassed about, of course. So I've not really promoted my YouTube channel, but it's really important, right? Friends and family should always support you. They should have your back. So if you started a small business, promote yourself to your friends and family, see what they can do. You shouldn't expect it, but you never know where your first client could come from. So a lot of times, and for a lot of people, their first client is a friend of a friend, or it's just their friend that is willing to pay for a particular service. And I always say you're not really a business until you've made your first buck. I hope that was helpful. I hope I haven't drawn on for too long. But if you enjoyed that, if you want to listen to some more videos, some more updates on my life, or the journey that I'm on as a software engineer, my career, growing my side business, getting more clients, etc., give me a follow, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace and blessings. Bow.